I'll go into my slides here in a minute, but you touched on the key points about working directly with you as a partner. You allowed us to really be creative right away for our clients and be able to implement right away just because of the tool itself. And I think going into our presentation, I thought about, putting doing something that we haven't done for our clients already, because there's already stuff that we've done using, of course, electronic software, and especially in accounting. But we wanted to do something that we hadn't done before, because I was like, okay, you know what, let's do something different. So we had been working on a process, and Raphael and I talked about it, just a basic process on how to download information or clients from one application like QuickBooks and upload it to Sage. And it became a conversation. And because we're able to work with you, um, we can actually just build that, build it out ourselves, and we built it. And our conversation started about a month and a half ago, probably. I can't remember, about a month and a half ago. But we didn't take it serious until this past weekend. We're like, you know what? Let's build this. We already have all the information. Let's just build this and see what we can do, since the webinar is coming up on the on Thursday. And so we already put hours into it. We already had all the information. All we got to do was build it. And because we already knew how to use the tool, and how easy it was, we were able to build it probably in the last 3 days. We started Monday and we finished. So, that's the one we want to share today, because first of all, I want to let people know that um, when you're when you understand what RPA can do, it doesn't have to be about this process. It could just be about the logic behind it. Like, if there's areas of your business that you feel like you're not getting a lot of things done, or you're doing a lot and not be able to put time into other things, a lot of data processing that you wish that you can get off your plate. This, I think, once you see how you can do it and you find areas that you can automate, it's pretty fast. And the process we thought about doing today is the one I'm going to show you. We're going to show you that we just did it because we said, you know what, it was an idea. Let's build it and see what happens. So, and we did. So I'm going to run through it, and then, if there are any questions, then that's good. So let me share my screen. All right. Can you see my screen?
Yes, we can.
All right. So what we did is we decided to build a process that we get all the information from a QuickBooks account and upload it into Sage Business Cloud Accounting. And so, we decided to, this is, like I said, about a month and a half ago, we decided, we got the idea and the logic on how this is done. And we followed the steps. Like, okay, all you got to do is you log into QuickBooks, you export the data into an Excel spreadsheet, then you verify the data. And the data you verify can be time consuming depending on how many clients they are. And then you figure out what data you need to put into the Sage software. You log into Sage software and upload it into those areas. But that's timely. And we knew that. So we decided, you know what, let's see how much of that we can automate. And because we already had this logic built out, and we knew it worked, something very simple, we went ahead and mapped it out, like what would the logic do when we put a bot to it. And during that, there's a lot of what ifs. So it's like, hey, if the name is spelled wrong, but so it doesn't go through, what if, then it goes back to whoever we'll call it a gatekeeper person is, and they'll go back there and fix it and put it in there, and then the bot will take over from there. So we'll let you know what error there are, but the ones that aren't aired, it'll go through. And so these are basically the sub programs here that they're all going through. But if you notice that just from this one right here, let me see. This one right here, all being human actions, we're able to automate pretty much everything. Just basically you activate the bot by an email, a trigger, or a time trigger, or you can do it manually too. So that's all you do. And then you wait for the report. So it was pretty much that easy. And then this is more of the back end. So for all those techies out there, I'm not a techie guy. In fact, I learned this because I followed a lot and learned a lot since, I've been in this since 2017. So just understanding what it does, and then coming from a business background, I can identify things like, what if it can do this? What if it can do that? And so this is the part that we do all that creativity. What if this? What if that? This is the back end, what it looks like. So I'm going to show you that in. And then for those that aren't techie like myself, after this, I'll show you what it looks like as a user side. So you'll be able to see what it looks like when it logs in and it downloads the information and uploads it to Sage. We'll show you that here in a bit. But this is more of the back end part and how it's built. So let me play this. This bot consists of one main file, which you see here, and 7 subprograms. In this first subprogram, we will create log files and error handling for future use, and another 2 subprograms will be created to make sure this is done. This subprogram will be used to get the date, time details. This subprogram will be used to store error data and log into a file. We are also using subprograms to read the configuration files, which will keep the configuration value in an Excel file. The next subprogram is used to log into QuickBooks and download the exported data into a zip file. And this subprogram is used to map export Excel sheet into Sage. Now, once this program is completed, the subprogram will launch and import the updated Excel template into the Sage account, and 2 other subprograms will be created to complete this task. So that's sort of the back end of what it looks like based on that workflow I showed you earlier of what the brain of it is. After you getting that, mapping it out and designing it, getting the idea, designing it, and then building it. So you just saw the build part. So now that's the build part. And then once it's built, we run it, right? So this part right here is that trigger where you saw at the beginning where the human was, whether it's an email trigger or time trigger, you can make it whatever you want to, text trigger, whatever you want to make it, you can make it. But it's that trigger. And then once it's triggered, and this one's going to go into Excel, into QuickBooks, grab, I think we downloaded, we had 14 that we downloaded, but it was just we use it on another real application of ours. We had to get another one because we wanted to run this test. So we got some dummy information and put in there, but we know it works because we build the logic. So I think we did like 15 clients on this one. And then we show you how it was, that information was downloaded and then uploaded into Sage. And then once it's in Sage, it goes to the areas it needs to go to because we mapped it out. And then you'll be able to get an email notification saying it's here it is, here's the Excel spreadsheet, but it will also be already uploaded into Sage. So this is what it looks like on the front end. So the trigger is basically whatever you want it to be. So once you press that, it basically wakes up the bot. It tells the bot, you got to go to work, it's time to get up. So it logs into QuickBooks. And then once it's in QuickBooks, it knows what it's looking for. So once you put the credentials there, it logs in, and the credentials that you built for the bot to log in. So you log in, you grab that information, and right now it's basically once it logs in, it's going to those areas that we told it that we mapped out for. This is the information that we need to upload into Sage. So it does that, and it starts exporting all the different clients that we had in here. And then when it's downloaded, it's downloaded into a zip file. And so once it's downloaded into that zip file, we can now grab that file and then log into, which I think I'll log in here in a second. Here it goes, logging into Sage. And then when you log into Sage, right there, we already know the destination is going to. And once this is, let them log in here. And then you just upload the file. Basically, that's what you do. Once this is done, you're going to upload that file and knows exactly where to go upload it. So all the clients are where they need to be, all the information is where it needs to be, everything. So this is what it looks like on the back on the user end basically, but a bot doing it, and it's basically loading all the client information into each one of those little categories, and then it's loading them up here and putting them on that business on the list. So you can see on the right hand side, that's the timer of the bot running. It tells you what it's doing. Basically, it's importing customer information. Now it import all the clients, and there it is on the Excel spreadsheet. So now you open up the Excel spreadsheet, you can look at it and save it on your desk, or you have the bot save it on your desk. You can save it, you can have it send it an email. So that's it there. And now basically the bot shuts off, goes back to sleep until it's ready to run again. And then if you look in this is Sage inside already, everything loaded up. The bot's already sleeping, but this, you can go back and look at this and notice that they loaded everything in there for all of the clients that we had in there. And there's the Excel spreadsheet as well. So all that information as well, so you can have it handy next to you, so you don't have to log into the application and get it. So it's there for you. So that's that. And that's what we built. And we sort of did that because we wanted to make sure that we can build something just, you can call it off the fly or whatever, but just from an idea. And once we had the idea and knew the logic behind it, we were able to say, okay, let's build it. And because we already knew how to build it using electronic software, we built it in a few days. It wasn't that, we knew how to do it. We already had all the information prior to that. And so, this is important, especially in accounting, because you deal with so much data and numbers. And so once you understand what are those areas that, hey, I need to get this off my load, let me find out what I can do to automate this. You'll be amazed to see how much you can really automate. And that's what we've noticed with our accounting clients, is that once they see what it can do, they're just knocking out 2, 3, 4 different bots immediately, because they see how easy it is to do it, because they've already built the process. We don't change the process. We don't change it. Because we know that you guys, having used the process for years, you don't want to change anything in there. So we just automate everything that we possibly can exactly the way it's been mapped out. And then once it's mapped out, then we start saying, okay, these are the little areas that you can improve on. But by then you already know it's running. By then you already know how RPA works. So you can also identify those. Like, you know what, you're right. If we did this, we'll be able to do this a lot easier, a lot cleaner, a lot faster on this process. So that's what we noticed in accounting. So, if you want more information about us, you can contact us. Contact Rob Howes directly, probably. That's the fastest way. His information is there. You can go to our website. We're on LinkedIn, we're on YouTube, and we're on Facebook. And if you want more information, just like hanging out, and there's no selling on this. We have a community where we have use cases, articles, videos, event updates, all kinds of different things. You can engage with all of us, with our developers, with our analysts, with me, with our executive team on there. And there's no selling, period. We're not going to do it on there. I mean, some of that leads to business, of course, because once they understand what we do, hopefully we can build that trust and honesty and say, okay, we can work with them. So that's basically how you can get a hold of us and stay connected with us. So that's
Milton,
pretty much it.